All right, let's do a quick speed round. You got a bunch of books behind you. A book that's had the biggest impact on you.
The one I have to point to would be The Compound Effect by
Oh,
Darren
it's my
Hardy.
favorite. It's one of my all-time, Darren Hardy. It's one of my all-time favorite books.
Love it. It's not rocket science, but it's such a helpful reminder that those small decisions we make on a daily basis really over time compound.
Yeah. I reference that book all the time, John. And I learned about that book. I was in commercial real estate running my commercial real estate office. And I interviewed a woman who didn't work. It wasn't the right job for her. But she said at the interview, I said, what brought you in today? She said, God brought me in today. So I said, oh, okay. But it wasn't the right career path for her. Yeah. But she shared with me that book. So she's like, and she had the book on her. She's like, this book, blah, blah, blah. So I said, and it's one of my all-time favorites. Think Community. You've heard me talk about this book a lot. Everything compounds, negative and positive. I highly recommend you pick up, listen to, read The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. It just is, it's a game changer. Best piece of wisdom you've ever received?
Yeah, best piece of wisdom, I think, is, just instead of multiple ways, but the idea around having the long-term perspective. And, certainly that could be, hey, our time here on earth is short, or it can translate into a lot of other things. I was sharing with my 12-year-old son this morning that, hey, some of the decisions we're making right now that you're not liking it's called tough love, and we're looking at the long term, and you'll thank us one day. So I think it's the idea of giving up the short term for the long term perspective. Yeah,
I've had the same talks with my kids. And last question, John, finish the sentence. One thing that everybody can do to kind of tap into their inner entrepreneur is
figure out what you're good at. What do you enjoy doing? What gets you up in the morning? I feel blessed. It took me a while, but to finally figure out that I enjoy working with clients more than employees. So a lot of those culture building employee type activities that so many of your listeners are so good at, I'm not as good at, and I can do them, but that's not where I find my strength. And so I'll oftentimes outsource those to other team members and allow myself to be more on the front end of the business, because I love telling our story and meeting with new clients. So I think the faster that you can realize what you're good at and what you're passionate about, and that sounds cliche, but it's so true from my experience.
Yeah, great.